night.
It is indeed.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can everyone hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, seeing there's not many of us, we should be able to get away and people can ask questions as we go through, Samantha. So tonight, guys, I want to touch on the harsh reality. Has everyone got a pen and a paper?
Yes.
There might be a couple of points on this that you all need to see. And in all fairness, I think they're quite important. So let's start with it straight away. First reality, COVID-19 is not over yet. Show of hands, who sees COVID-19 as a threat or an opportunity? Who sees it as a threat? Who sees COVID-19 as an opportunity? Okay, so before I go to the next slide, the Great Depression, which was quite a long time ago, but the Great Depression was one of the times that the rich got really richer, and there was more millionaires made during the Great Depression than any other time in this world.
Mm-hmm.
I will take you a bet that at the end of COVID-19, the number of millionaires made during COVID-19 will exceed that of the Great Depression. Unfortunately, there'll be a lot of people that don't, but you're going to see huge wealth come out of COVID-19. The world will never be the same. It's going to impact how we queue. The world's going to become cashless. And our understanding of personal space and social distancing, I believe, will remain with us into the next few years. And those who have children, I think you will be very guarded of people standing too close to them as we come out of COVID-19 and the years beyond. And that is something that I think hotels will have to take special cognizance of and special note of. How are you going to feel when you go to a breakfast buffet and some sweaty man is leaning over your child's eggs or over their mushrooms or whatever it might be? And I think you're going to see quite a few changes. We've already seen lots of changes in the Dubai hotels. This crisis is very sad. There's no doubt about it. You know, the impact, the negativity on jobs, the negativity around families losing family members and that sort of thing is really sad. However, we need to learn from this crisis and we need to emerge from this stronger. This doesn't just apply to us. This applies to our friends and family, because we need to accept the change, because the world is never going to be the same. Unemployment is about to skyrocket, especially in the UK. We're going to see more and more companies closing their doors. We're going to see more job losses, and we will see companies reducing their staff levels. My wife works at a hospital. They've already started to retrench at a hospital. Hospitals have been flat out since it started. Why are they retrenching? Furlough is coming to an end in October 2020. And many people will have no jobs to go back to. Just so the South African guys on this call understand, furlough is a term we use where the government has picked up the bill and is paying currently 80%, I think it's reduced down to 50% of people's wages. That is coming to an end. And the marketplace believes that when these people who are still on furlough go back to their workplace, that many of them are not going to have jobs when the companies have to pick up the bills. Now we have a choice. We can either sit at home, we can get our barbecues out, we can get our beers out, we can get our PlayStation, Xboxes out, we can watch Coronation Street all day long, we can watch EastEnders, we can sit and we can knit, we can sit and we can read books, or we can stop blaming the world and we can get busy. Because together we can actually disrupt the marketplace. And we as Brits, and I apologize to the South Africans on this call, but we as Brits love to holiday. But the fact is that we've been ripped off for far too long. It's time to change the mindset and help more people discover how a holiday membership club can save them money on holidays, increase the frequency of holidays, and for some, they will get paid to help us tell the story. Now, when I lived in South Africa, I've been here for 8 years. When I lived in South Africa, many of us used to laugh when we saw the English people walking around Cape Town or at the safari parks, because we knew how the English were being ripped off. They were paying twice the price for the very same holidays as we were. And it's always because we as the British people have had the pound in our pocket. And we've all been, shopping is a second hobby to many, many British people. We go into the shops, we see a price, someone says it's on sale, and we buy. And that's how, go to Meadowhall in Sheffield, and the shops just have to put a price up. It's a sale. The price hasn't moved, but people are buying. And it's just, we have become masters in the UK of taking people's money out of their wallets and purses. And it's time that we disrupt that marketplace. Imagine the power if you could show people how to get paid whilst on holiday. Just think about this thought for a second. We use this quite a lot in our presentations. Get paid whilst on holiday. Imagine walking through an airport and you could hear cha-ching. Imagine having breakfast in a hotel and you look at your phone and you've earned £10 or $10. Imagine lying on a beach. You go on holiday for 14 days and every single day that you're lying on the beach, you make $25. Or lying at the pool or on safari, wherever life takes you, as long as you've got your phone on a daily basis, you're getting cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. How many people on this call get paid daily by this company? I do. Samantha does. Dana does. Guys, Christina, I think you do as well. There's every single person on this call can get paid daily by this company. And it all starts as soon as you got your 3 people. And then it goes up at different levels. But every single day we get paid. Now, the side hustle, we've heard this word so many times. The side hustle is more important than you realize. Do you all agree? Some of us, I know Garrick's on this call, he loves to play golf. I think Ati loves to play golf. Werner likes to braai. Other people like to read. Other people go fishing. My personal side hustle is I like to make money. I like to dabble in things. But more and more people are learning the importance of a side hustle. More and more people can't get through on one salary. I personally, and many of you don't actually know this, Samantha does, I am amazed at how single moms financially survive. Absolutely amazes me. And I'm massively respectful for how single moms face a struggle on a daily basis. And Samantha and I have had this chat before, and fair play to you women. You women are a lot stronger than us, I can assure you that. Because, when you sit down, you go through what a single mom has to do on a daily basis. It is phenomenal that she's still able to put food on that plate every day, to pay her bills, to do all the things she has to do. And so many single moms just cannot get through life without a side hustle. They can't survive on one job. So don't think about this for you as an individual. Think of all the people you know out there. Who here knows people who are on pension? I do. Does anyone else know people on pension? Got granddads, grannies, that sort of things, right? Do you think those people out there are surviving on their pensions as well as they'd like to be? The day my father stopped working, I saw him start declining to his death. And that wasn't for any other reason, but he wasn't keeping his brain busy.
Yeah.
The side hustle isn't just about the money. The side hustle is about hope. The side hustle is about giving you a reason to get up in the morning. The side hustle is possibly for some people about paying the car, and for other people having a wonderful cruise. That side hustle is so very, very important. And I'm going to tell you why now. 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 have not even been invented yet. Jobs are changing. Robots are coming in. IT's coming in. Intelligent IT's coming in. We have to adapt as people. The job landscape is completely changing. If we don't change with it, you're just not going to be in the ballpark. So this means change is coming and it's going to happen rapidly. And employers are already realizing the importance of employing people with better skill sets. Years back, and I know many of you have lived for, in the UK for a long time, and lots of you your whole lives. But I can remember 20 years ago in the UK, where if you walked up to a bank teller and asked the bank teller to do something that wasn't in their job remit, they wouldn't do it. Sorry, I was not employed to do that. That is not in my contract. You can't do that anymore. You have to be a master of everything these days. And the one thing that creating a side hustle does is it teaches you more and more skills. It teaches you skills that you wouldn't have unless you were forced to get uncomfortable, if you were forced to go out and try different things. And that's the wonderful thing of a side hustle. A side hustle causes you or forces you to learn new skills. Home business is starting to boom as more and more people are realizing the importance of a residual income. Do you know that if you go to Google, you can actually check the frequency of the searches, Google searches? I challenge every one of you this evening. Go to Google search, go and look at the 100 top searches in the world. And I haven't searched today and I haven't searched in the last 7 days. I bet you're going to find searches like earn money from home, start a business from home, home-based business opportunity, extra money. These are some of the most popular searches worldwide. Why do you think those are so popular? Why do you think people are searching earn money from home? Because they're needing to find a home-based business. They're needing to find a side hustle. Now, guys, the reality is they're either coming to us or they're going to go and sell widgets and gadgets and lotions and potions and all the other bits and pieces. People are looking for a home-based business that actually works. They're looking for a home-based business that actually makes them money. Now, if your bills are residual, if your bills you have to pay month after month after month, then surely you need an income stream that pays you month after month after month. And that is the one exciting thing of us as a network marketing business, is we can do the work once and we can get paid month after month, year after year for the work, for the team sizes that we build. That is massively powerful. And most network marketing companies don't allow that. A business that can be run entirely from the palm of your hand. Stick your hand up if you've got a smartphone. We've all got smartphones. If you've got a smartphone and you've got a mouth, you can run this business. There's no other excuse. You need a phone and you need a mouth. And everything else, every other excuse you're making is in your own head. That's all you need, is your business can work entirely and be run entirely from the palm of your head, of your hand, not palm of your head. Diversify your source of income. Never be reliant again on one income source. Cast your mind back before COVID-19. How many people do you know who have fallen into this trap? I've been working for the same company for 17 years. I've been playing rugby for 5 years. I've been playing cricket for 4 years. I've been working in a hotel. Since COVID-19 started, you know all those poor people that play music for a living? They've earned no money. Their jobs are gone. No fault of their own. The entertainment industry has been torn apart. Waiters, waitresses, struggling for incomes. The importance of a side hustle. Imagine if you had been working in a restaurant in a place, in your happy place, you were happy working as a waitress. If you had had a second income when this whole marketplace collapsed, life would have been completely different. And you know, there's jobs out there there are jobs out there that people just cannot do, and they don't know when they're going to start back again. We've got a couple of people on this call who are sportsmen. These poor guys don't know when they're starting back at work. So it's a reality. It's an absolute reality. There's still people hurting. There's still people who are 4 months, 5 months, 6 months away from getting a regular income again. So never allow yourself to fall into the same trap again. Make sure you've got a side hustle. Make sure you've got a second source of income. So if your boss ever tells you, hey, Sally, hey, Peter, hey, Bob, I don't want you anymore, you're gone. You can walk out that door and it doesn't bother you. What a position to be in. Make positive life changes. This is the piece that a second income or a side hustle allows you to create. It allows you to create a way of working that suits you as a person. I know Samantha doesn't like getting up in the morning because I often see she's not on her phone until 11 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, Sam, it's a reality. But you know what? She's not wrong. It's her business because she's up until 2 o'clock in the morning talking to America. So how do you expect her to be up at 6? But that's her choice. It's her business. So if you want to get up in the morning and go fishing, if you want to get up in the morning and go for a walk, if you don't want to sit in traffic, that is entirely your choice. You can work as little or as much as you like. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter what sexuality you have. And it doesn't matter your age. And you can be living anywhere in the world. And that is in the importance of having your own business. As long as you have access to the internet via your phone, you still have a business. So if you are one of those people who likes to get up early and go to sleep from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, don't let anyone tell you you're wrong. If that is what makes your boat float, if that's what ticks the boxes for you, then go do it. No one says you have to start work at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning and you have to sit in traffic, because that's all nonsense. With your own business, you can work as little or as much as you like. Your own business, your side hustle, is a fantastic way to learn new skill sets. Guys, every single one of us on this call, the one thing that I would ask you to do, try and find someone who you can look to, who you can relate to as a mentor. We can give you lots of different names. There's some fantastic people out there. Choose one of them and just take bite size. Go onto the videos. You don't even have to pay money for their coaching. If Gary Vaynerchuk floats your boat, I like Gary Vaynerchuk. I think he's brilliant. He swears, he tells it as it is, he's to the point. Some people hate him, he's Marmite. I think he's brilliant. I try and watch at least one Gary Vaynerchuk video a day, just to see his thought process, just to educate myself, just to learn new skill sets. Todd Falcone, another fantastic one. Really, really good. Eric Worre, really, really good. Whoever you choose, it doesn't matter. It can be male, it can be female, it does not matter. Try and find someone that you can tap into, who you can relate to, someone that you like to listen to, and just learn from those people. Because whatever they're teaching you is going to be possibly better than what you've got now. Search for people who can add a skill to your skill set that is possibly a weakness at the moment. If we've got Garrick on this call, I'm going to use him coming back to rugby. If Garrick is a fly half, if Garrick couldn't kick, he would go in his own time to a kicking coach. And that's at sport. If we as rugby players have got that amount of intelligence to go and find a kicking coach to improve us, to help us, or whatever it might be, surely that's what you do in business. Surely in business, if my weakness is admin, I try and find a way to improve my weakness. If my weakness is marketing, try and listen to some people who have had successes. Surely that's something we do. It's a very, very important skill set to learn. Build up funds. Some people have a side hustle because they want to build up funds. Some want to have a bigger bank account. Some want to go on nicer holidays. Imagine that word holiday happening there again. Some people want to save up money for a new car. Some want a diamond ring. Loads of people want deposit for a house. It could also be an older person who just wants to keep themselves mentally busy or just put a few more quid into their savings account. But this is one of the reasons people have side hustles. They want to build up their funds. Another reason is reducing your dependency on a month-end salary. Imagine how different life would be if when your salary came in at the end of the month, you didn't have to touch it. For most of us, that's not the case. Imagine every time your salary came in at the end of the month, it just went into a savings account. That your side hustle was paying your bills. What a fantastic financial position to be in. So reducing your dependency on your month-end salary is quite important. Imagine the ability to retire early and ditch the day job. How many of us would like to retire early? Yeah, Garrick and Ati aren't even thinking about it. But Garrick and Ati might be thinking when rugby is over, when they're 35, 36, 37, 38, which is still a long time for them, why do they have to go and work in a job that forces them to sit in a traffic jam every day? Why do they have to go and work in a job that forces them to go and sit in an office? My pet hate, why do you want to force me to wear a suit? How can a suit better my job performance? How can making me wear a tie help me speak on the phone better? And these are choices we can all make if we've got a side hustle that allows us flexibility. It would kill me personally to go and work for a boss. I would just hate it. I would just completely and utterly hate it. I would hate to sit on a tube. I'd hate to sit in traffic on a daily basis. If that's your motivation, that was my motivation. And that's kept me going for, geez, I'm 53 now. And I went into my own business when I was 24, 25. That's been my motivation. I never wanted to work for a boss again. I want to work in shorts and flip-flops. 2 or 3 guys on this call know me. They know that most of the time I'm walking around in shorts and flip-flops. Look at Garrick nodding his head, Vanna smiling. That's my driving force. That's how I want to work. Block out the naysayers. Guys, this is a really important one. Samantha, give me a nod of head. Does it matter if your uncle's auntie tells you you're mad, you must go get a real job? It doesn't, does it? Does it matter if your next door neighbor doesn't like what you're doing? Does it matter if your next door neighbor doesn't like the way you make your spaghetti bolognese? No, it doesn't. So why are you going to let it matter if they don't like the job you're doing? One of my very good friends is a plumber. The last job in this world I could do is be a plumber. I couldn't even change my own kids' nappies. But he makes a fortune being a plumber. Who am I to judge what he does for a living? So don't let people judge you. Don't let your colleagues, don't let your friends, don't let your mom and dad, don't let your uncle and auntie, don't let your grandpa and grandma judge you. They had their choice on how they made their income. And you've got your choice. Do not let those little voices in your head tell you, I can't, I can't, I can't. Because you can, you can, you can. You really can. There is nothing in this world that you can't do. This isn't about making millions. This really isn't. It's not about solving the world's problems. This is about building new skills, helping other people to make money. Guys, every single one of us on this call today will have more success if you help the people around you have success. If Samantha can help me become a £100,000 earner, and I can help Garrick, and I can help Vanna, and I can help Vanessa, and I can help Ati all achieve success, my success will come because of their success. If Garrick and Ati can help 10 of their rugby players enjoy success, their success will come from their friend's success. If Vanessa can help all the people she knows, she's got massive contacts. If she can help all of her friends have success, her success will come naturally. Don't chase the pennies, because the pounds will come. Just help people. That's all you've got to do. Help other people to make money, and you will make money automatically. Be consistent and think about your approach. Find a target market. Find a target market you know, and then work that target market. What do I mean by that? So Becky's not on this call tonight, but Becky keeps on beating the drum about she wants to find a teacher, because teachers in the UK have a major problem that whenever a holiday comes up, they are forced to take their holiday in school holidays because they're a teacher. Becky has recognized that with our company, there is no loading on school holidays. In other words, we do not pay more money to take holidays during school holidays. So therefore, what Becky's got to do is she's got to go and find a teacher. She's got to get a teacher to become a member. And then she's got to document that person's story. And she's got to get that person onto holidays. And then once she's documented that story, she's got to go to the next teacher and show her the first teacher's story. If you're having really good success with butchers, then don't go and chase a bottle maker. Stick to the butchers, because every town in England's got butchers. Find your target market and become an expert in that target market. Remember, there are many people out there, and those people need our help at the moment. Reach out to people. Guys, this is the sad part of COVID. Over the next 3 months, you're going to see friends who are going to stop going out. You're going to see friends who are not eating properly. You're going to see friends who are embarrassed about going down and asking other friends and family for help on food. This is going to be the nasty part of COVID. And as friends, we've got to try and help people. It's massively important, because you know what? There's going to be people out there who are going to need a lot of help. But help doesn't always mean giving them stuff. Help could be sitting down and having a conversation. It could be sitting down and having a conversation with someone and say, what will life look like in 4 months if you don't take action today? If you've only got £2,000 in the bank today and you haven't got a job, how much money are you going to have at the end of the month? What I can guarantee you is you will have less than £2,000. And how much will you have the month after? 2,000 will become 1,750, 1,750 will become 1,200, 1,200 will become 400. So you've got to have conversations and make people realize the situation they're in. Because if you catch that situation early enough, those people can get out and they can just see see life with through slightly different eyes. And if you don't help the people, if you don't help them, someone else is going to. So I'm going to implore all of you, I'm going to ask you all to reach out to friends and families and just go, hi, how are you? COVID-19 is difficult. Just ask people. It's a fantastic way to get started. How are you? Are you coping? How have the kids coped not going to school? If you can't start a conversation at the moment, then you stand no chance in starting a conversation. This is the easiest time in the world to start a conversation. Werner, how are you, buddy? How's your wife and daughter? That's how hard it is to start a conversation. It's really not hard. Let your friends decide for themselves. Please don't think for your friends. And I see this all the time. I can't speak to Charlie. Charlie would never do it. Who are you to say what Charlie's going to do? Who is Charlie to tell you what you're going to do? Do you know what Charlie eats on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night? Do you know what beer he drinks? Do you know which petrol station he fills his car up? How can you decide for Charlie what he will do and what he don't? When we decide for people, we're actually giving up before we get started. I'm not going to speak to Mornay because Mornay won't do this. I'm not going to speak to Michael because Michael won't do this. I'm not going to speak to Sarah because Sarah's rich. How do you know Sarah's rich? How do you know that Sarah just doesn't have more financial problems than you do? I have a friend who lives in Leeds. The man has a company that does 38 million pounds a year. He is currently at the moment in financial trouble. Not because his company is not doing well. His company is blossoming, but his cash flow has gone pear-shaped. He hasn't paid himself a salary for 3 months, but his company does 38 million turnover a year. So who are you or who am I to decide if our friend is rich or if our friend is poor, whether they would do it or they wouldn't do it? Let them decide for themselves. Take ownership and be accountable for your actions. Guys, this is really important. How many of you will sit down at least twice or 3 times a day and go, Lawrence, what have you done this morning? Geez, I've had a great morning. Look, there's my day. I've just been scrolling through Facebook. You've got to be accountable. You've got to be accountable to yourself. If you can lie to yourself, then you need to look a little bit deeper. Because the one person that you shouldn't be able to lie to is yourself. Now, if you haven't done any work, that's fine. If you want to go play golf, that's fine. You want to go play tennis, that's fine. But then don't lie to yourself that you've been busy all morning, except that you've been out to play tennis. And then come back from playing tennis, have a shower, and get busy. And that doesn't apply just to our business. It applies to any business you're going to do. The people who are the most successful in their own businesses are the people who are accountable for their own actions. So have a little chat to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and go, how did today go? And I often get through a day and my wife will say to me, how did your day go? And I went, I was so busy. And then she said, will say to me, what did you do? And I'll go, I don't know. Didn't do much. Don't know where the day went. I spoke to people 100 times on the phone, but I don't know where the day went. So sometimes you have to sit down and go, fine, I know I've got to speak to different people on this call. I know that Vanessa will phone me and we'll have a long chat. And I know Werner will phone me, we'll have a long chat. And Garrick and Ati, and I've got another 50, 60 people. But I've got to say to myself, fine, I can only dedicate 3 hours a day to that. My next 3 hours I have to dedicate to my other business. And the next 3 hours I can then dedicate to doing what I need to do. I still need to build my business. Just remember that every single one of us on this call is in exactly the same position with P2S. What do I mean by that? Werner is a platinum member. Samantha is a platinum member. Samantha, do you earn extra money for helping people? No, I mean from head office. Do you get an extra $3,000 a month to help people? So why do you help them? Samantha, take your microphone off. Why do you help people, Samantha?
This is my nature, the type of person I am.
Okay.
It is. And to be honest with you, if I don't help you, how are you gonna get it done? Are you actually gonna get it done? The chances are no. I'm very much like you though, Lawrence. I help myself. No one's helped me. The same as with yourself. You've gone out and you've done what you do, but I look at it this way, because obviously I'm the person that brought it to the UK. I feel like it's part of it's my responsibility as well, Lawrence. If you want me to be honest with you, if we're going to have a brutal conversation about it.
But Samantha, you're still just a platinum member.
Yeah, I'm no different to anybody else on this call. No one.
Werner, take your microphone off, please.
You want to be director, Samantha.
I don't think you can. Werner?
Yes.
Are you a platinum member?
Yes, I am.
Why do you help Garrick and why do you help Ati?
To build my team.
Okay, so you're giving your time up trying to help them become successful because their success will help you reach success.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're trying to say here, guys, is we've all got to respect each other's time. We've all got to understand that every single one of us on this call is doing this out of our own goodwill, but we all want to see every single one of you successful. And as your team gets bigger, you're going to have to do what I'm doing. You're going to have to do what Werner's doing. You're going to have to do what Samantha's doing. Because if I've got 300 people underneath me, if they're enjoying success, guess what? I'm enjoying success. And that's where network marketing is such a great business, because by helping other people achieve success, you build your success. I think this is the last slide, but I'm going to urge you, do not waste this crisis. We don't know how long this crisis is going to take. It could be finished, and I hope it's finished soon, but the indicators are that it's not going to be. We might still be in this crisis in 3 months' time. We might even be back in lockdown in 3 months' time. There's no guarantees in 6 months that we're not still in this crisis. So whatever you do, make sure you don't waste this crisis. Hopefully you got something out of that, guys. I'm going to hand over to Samantha, and thanks for listening.
I think that's the wisest thing that anybody said. Don't waste this crisis, Lawrence, because you can't replace this time. You just can't. If you sit watching rubbish on television, you're going to kick yourself. You're going to cry. You're going to cry. You're not just going to kick yourself. You're going to cry. Because you're going to wake up one day and you're going to go, it's too late. And then you've just wasted all your money. You've wasted you've wasted a little bit of your time. You've wasted other people's time because you didn't get serious with it. But if you want to kick up the backside, seriously, what Lawrence has just said is so powerful. Because if you don't knuckle in right now, you really, really are going to regret it. And I know why, and I'll tell you why. One thing Lawrence said on the call is that if you don't have a second income and when this falls over, what are you going to do? Well, I was that person. Had I not have had that second income, I wouldn't have been able to feed my children. So when I say what Lawrence is saying is true, it really, really is true. You're going to have friends who are going to be so embarrassed that they're going to have to go down the food bank. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
So if you want to stop your friends from going down the food bank, make sure you message as many people as you possibly can. Fall asleep with your phone in your hand if you have to, but make sure you message people, because you are going to be gutted if you don't help your friends and find out that you could have and you didn't, how are you going to really feel? So yeah, don't waste this crisis. On that note, Lawrence, I'm done.
Any questions, anyone?
I understand what you're saying because I've been there.
Thank you.
I nearly ended up in the food bank, and I'm an ex-teacher. And plus, my health is not good, as you know, Samantha. You know, my health is not good, and if you notice, I do fidget a lot. I can't relax. I'm always fidgeting. I have to manoeuvre on my chair. And what I found over, which was 5 years, I found that I ended up becoming I became a recluse, and I ended up, my brain wasn't working anymore. The activity had gone, and I didn't want to do anything. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I just thought, I'm not that person. I have to bring myself up, because I went rock bottom, and I come back up on my own, by the way. And because I'm on my own, so to speak, because my husband's in America, and that's a long story. He hasn't got a visa to come back here, but I'm not going to go into that because that's not what this is about tonight. But that is part of me, what's happened. And people who don't know me, and I might get a bit sad talking about, because look, I am, because I don't normally come out with these things. But I notice that now that I'm coming back into things and I'm using my brain again, I feel whole again.
I'm so glad you shared that, Bridget, because that is so powerful. What you're hitting on is it's not just people's money, it's their mental health. Because
it's not about me, even for now, Samantha, it's not about money. I just want I want my brain to be used again. I want to excel again. I want to be able to do things again. I'm very old school, as I told you. Yeah. I am old school. And then, so I'm not very computer savvy. So please forgive me, everybody, if I've got a bit teary-eyed, because I don't do this because I'm quite a strong person. But I've just been listening to the whole concept of things, and I miss my teaching. I miss a lot of things, and I just want to give to my children what I wasn't able to give because everything went wrong.
What you're saying to us right now, my darling, I would video that if I was you, and I would share that on Facebook. People need to know how powerful you are, how amazing you are, and you are amazing. To come back from zero on your own and bring yourself up, that takes a lot. A lot of people can't do that, Bridget. And you've hit on something that, you know, needed to be hit on tonight. And it's also the fact there are going to be people that have got money, they're living on their own, and their mental health is just being attacked because they're on their own. And I tell you how I can relate to this, and I'm sure if you've noticed, I'm not really myself like I normally am this week. I haven't seen my children since Friday, and we're only talking 6 days. 6 days I've been without anyone in the house, and I feel like I'm going a little bit insane with it. I'm on my own. So can you imagine all the people who on their own at the moment, got a bit of money, they're working from home, and they're thinking, my God, you know, I want to get going away. Joining this is like what Bridget said, it's going to make them alive.
Yeah.
Bridget,
that was so much with this.
That was very brave of you, and thank you for sharing that, Bridget.
Yeah, because I don't. Anybody who knows me, I don't show that side of me. But I've been listening to a few things recently, and
I think you sharing that story is so powerful, and I'll tell you why. And if you don't mind me just saying this, guys, don't look at Bridget and think, yes, that's not happening to the younger people we know, because some of the younger people we know, and guys, as a couple of you know, I'm involved in rugby, and I know some 21 and 22-year-old lads who are stuck. Some of them, Garrick was a classic example, but he's a very strong character. We helped place Garrick in Italy. Garrick got stuck in Italy with COVID-19 with his mom and dad, who are both lovely people who care about him a lot. They were stuck in South Africa, worried about him with the Italian COVID-19 that was so bad on a daily basis. And Garrick, what were you stuck there for? 2 months, 3 months.
Wow.
Sorry, Gary, we can't hear you, bud. No.
I think it's the earphones that's stopping it.
Yeah, so a
It's
classic
like
example,
the earphones.
Garrick was stuck for 2-3 months, and you know, he was lucky he got back to South Africa, to his friends and family. But there's boys all over the world who haven't seen their families for 5 months, 6 months, who have got no money coming in. There's girls in the same problem of all ages. So Bridget, you sharing that is so very powerful, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, so do I. So
It's
do I.
people normally lean on me, and I listen to everything they're saying, because I think you can identify if you've gone through things. So that's why I understand things. But it took me 5 years to sort of like, people say, come on, Bridget, you've got a brain, come on, blah, blah, blah. And I just didn't want to do it. And then all of a sudden, I just thought, you know what? I can stay here and stay stagnant all on my own, or try and be something better. Well, not better, but I can go back to what I used to be, if you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Decision. Great decision.
Yeah. But I'm not very techno savvy. I'm an ex-teacher, but it doesn't mean I know about computers, you know, but because I'm old school and we did everything, you know, by the book. It was never by computers. So that's why
Sorry, with you being an ex-teacher, have you started reaching out to your friends that are teachers or already?
I have not spoken to, well, yeah, just recently, funny enough, a few of us from probably about 30 years ago. I just got back in touch, but they've changed an awful lot, and their morals are very different, whereas my morals are they're very old, you know, as in, you know, I believe, I like my kids around me, I like to say to them, don't do this, don't do that, because blah, 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 you know, but whereas, you know, the verbal is starting to come out on a lot of people, and I don't quite like that very much, when people start, you know, cursing, you know what I mean, sort of. I know people do. I know people do, and even I do. I'm not perfect. Even I do. When I get annoyed, everything comes out. I'm an Irish lass, you know.
Don't talk to me, Rebecca. Then. Too long.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've been friends with Rebecca for 25 years and more. Do you know what I mean? And everything comes out of, excuse the French, Rebecca's mouth. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But whereas me, sometimes I think they think I'm reserved. I'm not reserved. I'm what it is with me is I've seen it. You know, when you say I've been there and I won the T-shirt, that kind of thing, you know, and it's kind of like, nah, I don't do that anymore. But sometimes, every now and again, you know, we all get sitting company. We've had a couple of, you know, glasses of wine or whatever. And yes, you come out again. you come out again. And some of those curse words come out thinking, what idiots, what idiots.
But you know the beautiful thing about this, Bridget, is you haven't even needed a glass of wine tonight to come out of your shell just by being a part of it.
No, I'm drinking a lot of water at the minute. Oof.
So, guys, has anyone got any other questions that they want to ask? Because I'm noticing the time and we've gone past 40 minutes.
Oh, sorry, darling. Okay.
No, Bridget, you're fine. I'd have done this for someone else. This is not because of you. This is how we wrap it up.
Sorry, everybody.
No.
Just at a moment.
Sorry. What you said was so needed, and I'm glad you said what you said, because it was the other side of the training to what Lawrence did. So you married that finished the call off one perfectly. So if everybody's happy,
can I just ask? Is that okay? If I can ask? Yeah, thank you, guys. Regarding the dream vacation, because I'm gonna advertise it much more now. My issue is that sometimes, Lawrence, you've got amazing like $1 Florida and stuff like that. When I'm looking for the dream vacation in my back office, I'm just kind of randomly picking it up. Would we know which one is really kind of good to kind of putting it up? Because I'm just doing, you know, like maybe Mexico.
You'll have to do what we do.
This is the same way, right? You do.
You have to do what we do. You have to go through it individually, the same as what we've done. We've spent hours going through that system to see what we find. And because it's a live inventory, you'll have to do exactly the self you're saying. Exactly self you're saying. My God, verbal dyslexia at its finest.
Yeah.
But no, you'll have to do it yourself. There's no shortcuts with this, Christina.
No, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. That's okay. If I find out, I feel like you guys already know some other tricks, so it's okay. I keep going.
You have to keep going, because when you speak to people that you are prospecting, you can go boom, 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 boom. You have to keep going yourself, darling.
Because
This
I'm
is
adding
your
more
business,
people.
your journey. If we go, you're not learning.
Yeah.
You need to learn. So the only way to learn is to go find it yourself.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Killing you with love this time. Mwah! Right, so on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. You cool with that, Lawrence? See you all later, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Right. Good night.
Night.